above the sky, circling around.
Breaking news, breaking news. Baby Emmanuel has been found. Breaking news, breaking news. Baby Emmanuel has been found. Shout out to JLR Investigates.
Jake telling for sites to just look. And okay, here's the thing: is Jake, he's telling them where to look, but Jake doesn't know. What does that know? Because of what Rebecca told him. SAR, search and rescue. We're still treading here. I want to make this perfectly clear. Volunteer said the baby has been found. SF investigates who, does great work, says the baby's found. SAR found the baby. Okay? And indications here, hints, clues. Massive team out there. SAR was leaving the scene. It appears they pushed people back. They brought Jake out there in jail red. How crazy is that? You're saying the signs are there. The signs are there. You just have maybe he's down in a valley there or somewhere in the hills there or somewhere. They just have to maybe they have to get positive confirmation. They have to get confirmation. Who knows? It'll be somebody else or something. They want to confirm. Might take a while. Might not even get confirmation for a long time. So I don't think Jake's playing with them. They wouldn't do that like that. If Jake did that to them, California ain't doing the death penalty. Who knows though? Because Jake has, already, did a hoax. Already did a hoax. They already lied on TV. They lied. So we're waiting to see.
See what else we have as well.
Yeah, Jake was being brought out there. Jalen Johnson said it's been confirmed he's not there.
See what else I can find about this.
Now, how in the world would they bring Jake there? And for Jake to say that he's at a location. Look, choppers are all going away. Choppers are all going away. Alright, the multiple people said he's been found. However, he is like, eh?
And prior to his arrest to a Riverside County Court in early September for a firearms violation.
This is Clutching
While
Pearls.
searching the family's home the days later, they reported their son. While searching the family's home in the days after, they reported their son's kidnapping. Deputies removed a 2-year-old child from their care and transferred her into custody of the Riverside County Department of Public Social Safety's his ex-wife then filed a restraining order against him, and court records show that she was seeking to have his visitation rights stopped in light of Emmanuel's disappearance. Sunday's search was the latest of attempts to made by the San Bernardino County deputies to locate Emmanuel Herrera. They previously followed up on several reports that he was spotted in various places, but none that led to his discovery. Both Jake and Rebecca are due to appear in Riverside Court this actual quote from the sheriff, law enforcement, and it says that little Emmanuel Harrow has indeed not been found at all. Thank you so much, Birdie. Appreciate you, my friend. Good to see you in the work. Keep it up. Thank you so much, my friend. Really do appreciate you. Good to see you. And Exotica, thank you so much, my friend. Birdie, the baby man was found soon. They find him. Baby Emmanuel, do you think if Jake confesses, the death penalty is taken off the table? California they actually do have the death penalty, I think, but they just haven't used it in a long time. It's a moral debate, if you will, that, some people believe in the death penalty, some people don't, but also a lot of times it's not just that. These drug manufacturers do not want to sell the drugs to the state because they don't want their drug's name associated with killing people. And that's why, remember a few years ago when all of this started happening, the states got creative and there was executions that were really, really bad. I think it was an upstate. I don't think so. I think Jake was just driving around so he can see some light again. Probably, maybe he was taking them. He has not been found. I just quoted it. I think Jake's mom and stepdad live right next door to Rebecca and Jake. That's the property. The stepdad's house, he said, was the landlord. He was. Okay, thank you, Sense of Soul. Appreciate you. Yeah, there was a bunch of search people in there. That is true, but and Jake was out there. We seen him with our own two eyes in the Badlands. It was no different. I thought they still had it. They just didn't use it. Hold on. They knew it. Get rid of it. What's his name? Gary. Yeah. Let me see here. Yep. In 2025, California has no execution due to Governor Newsom's execution, which is still in full effect. However, the state condemned inmate transfer program, CITP, is operational, and the Los Angeles County District Attorney has resumed seeking the death penalty for capital offenses, while the state, he's got a memorandum on it. Newsom does.
And this page is called Clutch Them Pearls.
Death penalty for capital offenses, while the state continues to have a large death sentence population. The memorandum on executions with no one will put to death under the policy in 2025. So it's a memorandum that they have on this. Okay. Moving forward. Okay. Look at something here, guys. 2 seconds. Okay, KTLA just did something as well. Okay. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Check this out, guys. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit that thumbs up button. We really, really appreciate it. Okay. Father of 7-month-old missing in California assisted in the search for child's remains. The father of missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Harrow assisted in the investigation Sunday, presumably for the remains of the missing child. out. I wonder if Jake is just like, I don't remember. I don't remember. I mean, you could say that it's possible that he confessed if he's going out there showing possibly where his body is. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. Almost at 30,000 gas in there. Thumbs up. Thank you. What's going on in the chat? If someone's being crazy, just take care of it if you can't act like an adult. I don't know what to tell you. But look, this is look down here. Right there. If you put them there a month ago, right, yes, it was if they did find remains, they're going to close it off and not let anybody be there due to the respect that they believe. Yeah, they would, like if there's no cars, if there's not even a car that's, a cop car that stays right there, he's not there. And they said he wasn't. They made no uncertainty about it, right? They made no uncertainty about it. Wait a minute, lipstick tonight. I better have some fucking lipstick on. It just moved. That's all it is. It's full moon, I think. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Moving on.
Let's see what this other guy
Let's see
got.
what we got here. So,
See what this other guy got for us.
Oh, the family hasn't seen that child in like a month. Well, if that child is out there, your discretion is advised, a 2-pound child, or 20-pound child, 2-feet child, out there, what do you think is going to happen?
This here is JLR Investigates.
There's hawks. There's hawks, there's animals, there's wildlife, there's 100 degrees, it's hot, the elements out there. I think it's safe to say that Emmanuel was at this location around something. I really do. I think it's safe to say that. Alright, so we have an official update by law enforcement. I want to get this up on the screen. Public Information Officer has said, this is nuts, this is crazy. I'm going to put this up, get this up. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office put out a official statement on the matter. Emmanuel has not been found.
Okay, so he hasn't been found.
A search for Emmanuel Harrell was conducted along the westbound shoulder of the I-60 freeway near Gilding Springs Road in Moreno Valley. Investigators were assisted by cadaver dogs. Jake Harrell was at the location and detected. The search is wrapping up. Emmanuel was not located. Nothing further. Well, what does that mean? If he hasn't been found, Jake's taking him to the location, don't you think they would sit there and stay there at least for a while until the baby's found? Don't you think they would at least, if they couldn't find the baby, at least look him? Or did they think Jake is lying? Or predators, or something that got to the location and said, oh, well, it very well might be that Emmanuel might never be found. But this is the conclusion. This is the conclusion. The conclusion is Jake or Rebecca, or just Jake, or even Rebecca, or someone else we don't know about, took the baby through the Moreno Valley up to 16, up in that general area, Gilding Springs Road, and disposed of the baby. And when the affidavit of probable cause comes out, it would say that, we tried to retrieve the baby wasn't there. I think that's what's probably going to happen here, unless they search somewhere else. But how are you going to take someone out of the county jail, take them to a location? And they were there, I guess, I don't know how long they were there, though. I was on earlier on, looking at some of the streamers out there in front of the house. They all got in their vehicles and went to a new location. I was telling Magnolia they're apparently something's going on, but we didn't know the extent. And then this shooting Oaks came up. We got sidetracked, and then lo and behold, people were sat in the scene saying the baby's been found. The baby's been found. And here we are. Baby hasn't been found. Will the baby ever be found? Jake insisted, Ellie, the baby was not located. But is this going to be this it? Is this going to be this it? What I'm saying is this it? Is this it? Like the conclusion will be, Jake confessed to doing something with the baby at this location here. We went there to try to retrieve the baby. The baby has not been there. Case closed. Presumed that something happened to the baby. The elements, the wildlife, all right here. Jake should be additional charges if it ends up not being true. This is insane. Sweet Toy says animals probably got to the remains and there was nothing to find. Let's continue to dig around. Confessed to something. He told him something. He told him something. He's cooperating. No, we want to find something, anything on it. Look what the verse says. This has been a wild case. Like, I don't need this on epic proportion. This has been crazy. So does that mean at this point, oh, case closed? This could be it though. It could be in the affidavit at this point, forward, and then that's it. I mean, that was some rough, rugged terrain there. That terrain had all types of mountainous. The baby's dead. I mean, it's sad, but the baby's also a little tiny baby. They didn't find the baby, so Jake's deal doesn't work. That's true too, right? That's true too. Absolutely. I agree. Maybe it was happening so long ago, searching wasn't an option. I mean, people are saying that this incident could have happened a month ago. Now, I don't think he was there at all if the cadaver dogs didn't alert. Plus, even if they alerted on something, even something in grass, can they? I mean, if it's been a month, can they?
Yeah, I wondered that too.
There was a lot of people that found. We went on this live. I want to make that clear, though. We went on this live under the assumption that this baby was found. We went on this live. It was blowing up. Our phones, our emails, people in the chat. Baby's been found. Baby's been found. People saying it. People that are involved in this case, as far as being there, said the baby was found. And lo and behold, the baby's not found. So what do we do next? Back to the drawing board? Holy smokes. I mean, I think it was still important to get the information out. I think it's still important to understand the process of this as we are, if this case with us, we share everything that's going on in real time, each day, updates, rumors, speculation, whether it's fact or not, what's being said, what's being done, the twists and turns in this case. SF Investigates puts some clarification on his tweet. He said, I tweeted incorrect information in the Emmanuel Harold case that I heard from someone that I had worked with in the past. That information appears to be incorrect. I sincerely apologize. I will stick to only publishing my own information. I take full responsibility for that mistake in judgment. You don't have to apologize, man. He doesn't have to apologize. He's owning up to it. You don't have to apologize. I'm gonna respond to him. You don't need to apologize. But you know, he's
Why did they put that out there though? And why would they give a qualified person BS information?
Everyone wants this child found and located, so we can get this child a proper burial. Yeah, SF investigates. If you're watching JLR investigates, we support you. No apologies. We understand the situation was fluid. I'm telling you, we went rapid out there as if this baby was found. We went with it too. A lot of people went with it too. And then we changed the thing to the, to a question mark. But yeah, you know, Jake took them there, but now what's up with this? I want to know more about this. Now my mind is all over the map on, and I'm generally curious of what brought Jake dead. What brought Jake to this location only for the child not to be found? Was Jake lying? Was Jake pretending he was cooperating for a deal? What's that about? We're going to get an explanation for that. We're going to get an explanation for that. Wild Roots Jake. A lot of people said the baby was found. A lot of people were there. I mean, it's common sense, though, in a sense. You know, you have a guy, they bring out a prison and take him to a location, he's pointing. And then you got the search of people there, and then everyone's like, the baby's been found, the baby's been found, the baby's been found. He's pointing out the location. Jake. My goodness, Jake. What's that slow chat? Compare the flip games. This is weird. This is just another craziness on this game. Now, if Jake says, "Well, I know where the baby is," should he even be trusted at this point?
No, I wouldn't trust him.
About other people. Could this been a bruise to get her, Rebecca, to say something? If Rebecca gets wind, maybe this is a ruse. I don't know. Maybe they're playing each other, hitting each other. Crazy. I thought this baby was going to be found. Baby's not trustworthy. Are choppers still up there? Let me see. No, choppers are gone, folks. You know, right when they put that out, 3 choppers just started vanishing. More searching tomorrow. Let's hope. Might be more interrogations of Mom. Mom gave a jailhouse interview. How will they find him?
The challenge with enterprise data is that no 2 people typically have access to the same data. So for something like Box, you have your own files, you have files that are shared with your team, you have files that are shared with your company. And so when you do a search, and it's very
Crap, wrong button. There we go.
But detectives don't just take inmates on searches. And they don't. He's doing this to act like he doesn't know where she buried him. He is playing that to pin on Rebecca. But they both guilty. That's a good theory right there. I like that. He's
Lord,
doing this to act like he doesn't know where she buried him. He is playing.
I'll be right back, y'all. I need to clean my glasses. Please like, share, subscribe. Welcome to all who are watching. Give me 1 minute, I'll be right back.
Trying to save his butt. But Rebecca went on the news today in a jailhouse interview and said, he's a good guy. She said that Jake's a good father. I wouldn't hurt a child. Make that make sense.
That's a lot.
Seriously.
He's been proven to her. What are we talking
This
about?
does not make any sense. But, again, what SF said was, I don't want to get ahead of myself again, but don't just take inmates on searches. There's definitely more to it. It's all Jake's fault. Taking us all on a wild goose chase again. Think about this. Jake is the one that went on TV and said, bring them home. Whoever got this, bring them home. And look what we got. Complete chaos. The whole internet was fired because of this guy. Because of Jake. The whole internet.
Hello, hello, welcome, welcome.
It just puts the twists and turns. Oh my goodness. I've never really, have we ever covered a case how crazy this goes from body found to end up nothing and all this? No, never. Never. Serial killers like to taunt law enforcement, Happy Days says. Nice to see Happy Days. Serial killers like to taunt law enforcement. They're all for it. Just because he confessed doesn't mean he's going to be honest about where the son is. He wants the attention. Maybe this is a ploy again, pitted on Rebecca. I'll tell you where I think she did it. I'll tell you all where I think she did it. Just take me. I'll tell you. I think she did it here. This is nuts. This story is nuts. And I was telling you folks, I was going to come on live later on and say citizens in that area seem to be taking matters in their own hands. There was a large group of people at the Harrow home just 2 hours ago before they raced over to the scene. But they were literally going through the backyard of Rebecca and Jake. There were people in their yard. Right now they're on video. There were people going through their property with sticks. Looking for this child. It's almost like we're almost in like there's so much outrage. We're almost in like pitchfork moments here where the citizens want the man answer. And I was going to come on and live and say literally citizens are taking matters in their own hands. Answer. Witness. They want to find the baby. Everybody wants to find the baby. It's about the baby. We don't care about Jake and Rebecca. Let them rock forever. Well, we want the baby found.
Wait a minute, Court TV is on?
Clam it up.
Hold on. Let me see if I find Court TV.
Not speaking. Now we went on a cruise chase. There was people in the yard. I'll be honest. I'm very concerned about that home there.
Oh, this is Vinny Pawnton himself. Hold on.
Like somebody's going to do something to him. Because it's just an egregious nature. I mean, this case has pulled so many people together, outsiders, all of us, has pulled us all together for a common goal to find out what happened to 7-month-old Emmanuel. We're all from all walks of life, come from all backgrounds. Normally, probably wouldn't all agree or get along. Who knows? But, I mean, here we are, wanting to find answers about this little baby boy. At the edge of our seats, hoping that this boy is found. Because if it's found, it's game over. Well, I am a little concerned. Well, Vince is taking this. I don't know what to think here, because if he's confessing and taking her to a look, he's confessing something. He's telling them something. He's talking. He's cooperating. What we said before, she is playing like she is playing right now and saying the baby's been kidnapped. She's doubling down. She's saying she's innocent. She's saying that the baby's kidnapped. She's saying in a jailhouse interview today that she wants to get out of jail so she can help find the baby. So my concern is no body, no confession, no body. What do you got? But Jake has to be saying something, so they're going to probably use Jake on Rebecca. Somebody said maybe he's trying to plan to escape while he's out. What about that? Like he's gonna be all shackled up in cuffs. He was. He was all shackled up in cuffs. Stop playing games. Just play with all of us. You play with all our emotions. Holy smoke. I've never seen anything like this. Ever. In this case. This case, and it's already like a Netflix movie, and it's now just, we're all sitting here, baby's found. Baby's gonna be found. Taking them in the hills. You don't do this. Inmates just don't go out there and go on walks, nature walks with authorities. He had to sit down and talk to detectives in that jail, through his attorney, or probably most likely his attorney. Maybe it's Vincent. Is Vincent Hughes even going to arrest or represent him on this matter? Goodness. Fallon. Maybe a family member moved the body, or Rebecca herself, because she knew Emmanuel would confess. Fallon, you have so much tremendous insight on a lot, and you say some very good questions here. Someone else. A lot of people think Grandma. Grandma's part of this case. JLR, keep talking about the scam fundraisers too. Yeah, be careful of the scam fundraisers. Be careful of the scam fundraisers out there. We'll talk about that because people are setting up all these fundraisers saying we want to fund donated so we can bury Emmanuel. There was somebody that called himself John Arrow that set up a GoFundMe. It's fake. Report it if you see it. Report those GoFundMes. These are people that are probably have nothing to do with this area. Probably
again, this is JLR Investigation. Again, this is JLR Investigation. I was hoping they would have found that kid, man.
Maybe another family member knew. Maybe a man. But we're putting you guys' theories and speculations up on the screen here.
I want somebody to find that kid, bro.
Grandma's like, called all into the story. Grandma's right there with them. Now, in defense of Grandma, she's 80 years old. She's just being, in denial. No disrespect, right? We're coming up with theories here. Grandmother seems to be sticking by them. Here's the thing about Grandma. Grandma knows about James' past. Yet, after this, all came into light. Grandma's with them. Grandma's with them days later at the juvenile court. Grandma's with them at the court, driving around with them. Like Grandma might know more than what she's leading on. As if they told Grandma something. We have no evidence of that. We don't know. I mean, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office says the people are here. These are the people that are responsible. They don't say anyone else. They don't say anyone else. I kind of want to tend to lean towards what law enforcement says. Though I do think that they leave some things tight to the vest.
I want to see what Vinnie Paulton is saying for a second. Hold on, y'all. Come on, Benny.
The elements, right? So the searchers have to deal with the elements. But the remains also dealing with the elements. So this is not going to necessarily be easy recovery. What was the state of Emmanuel when he was left there? Incredibly important. Incredibly important. Another image up. This is, sometimes it's difficult when you're searching in an area of any sort of extreme weather. That makes everything much more complicated. Here's what it looked like on the side of the highway. And you have to think back to when the baby was deposited there. cross deposit in there. They got to pull off the highway, make sure no one's following them, and then they drive down that dirt road, however far they were going to go. And then, what was the status of baby Emmanuel at that moment? How long ago was it? Was it days ago, weeks ago? Was it months ago? I don't know. I haven't heard any members of the family come out and say, "Oh yeah, we saw Emmanuel and so dead." Right? I haven't heard that. Have you heard that? I haven't heard that. So, proof of life, from the time we've been talking about that since.
Again, this here is Benny Paultan from Court TV asking questions like I
Here's
asking
DK,
questions.
GB 2014 499. Rebecca is covering. Providing false location was his way of getting transferred, so was the gossip. Okay. Is it a false location? I don't necessarily believe it's a false location yet, despite the search today, because of timeline issues, because of the status of the remains, the terrain, and we don't know how exactly Emmanuel was left. But if this is true, this is not smart. Right? This is not smart at all. This would be, he has representation. Jake Harrow has representation. So anything and everything he does, my guess would be in conjunction with his lawyer. I believe, likely represented him on the last time he got in trouble, and he ended up doing pretty well for himself with what happened to his little girl. So no lawyer in his right mind is going to allow his client to provide false information at this point where he's already been charged with breadcrumbs. So that would be extreme. I mean, you can lie to your lawyer, right? But that would be so wrong. This is the only chip he has. The only chip you have is providing this information and providing information on what happened to little Emmanuel. And securing the deal now, not later. The quicker you get it, the better the deal is. For the most part. Thank you so much, DKGB 2014. The gossip may very well be true, but if the gossip is true, then it's a major mistake by Jake. All right, and live streaming on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitch, and X. Thank you everyone for joining us on this Sunday night. Trying to see if Sam Bernardino's been very good, the sheriff, about providing updates and information. And my guess is maybe at some point they will. Provides just sort of a wrap up of today. Because all along they've been doing it. Now Riverside's been working with them. Okay, we've got it. You ready? I've got it. Got the latest update. This afternoon, a search for Emmanuel was conducted alongside the westbound shoulder of the 60 freeway near Gilman Springs Road in Moreno Valley. Investigators were assisted by cadaver dogs. Jake Harrow was at the location with detectives. The search has concluded and Emmanuel is not located. The investigation to find Emmanuel continues. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
So you basically saying this guy is jerking the police around?
The investigation
That's basically what
now.
he's saying.
He didn't say he was cooperating, but he's there, right? They can't take him there if he's not allowing them to take him there. They can't talk to him. They can't communicate with him without the blessings of his lawyer, because he's already been charged and has representation. So you can't do that. If you do that, and you obtain any evidence as a result of that, that evidence becomes inadmissible. So they're clearly working with his lawyer, and there is some cards that you have. It's the only card that he does have, right? It's the only card that he does have at this point. But let me put it up on the screen so you all can see it also. This is the official update, which is very consistent with what we've been what's been reported. This will be the official. Alright, so we put that up on the screen for you so you all can see it. This is from the sheriff this afternoon. I'll read it again. A search for Emmanuel was conducted along the westbound shoulder of the 60 freeway near Gilman Springs Road in the Valley. Investigators were assisted by cadaver dogs. Jake Harrow was at the location with detectives. The search has concluded. Emmanuel was not located. Now, when you say the search has concluded, that's a powerful phrase, right? Does that mean you're not going back tomorrow? I would be shocked. I would be shocked if you didn't go back tomorrow.
You better go back.
Emmanuel was not located. The investigation to find Emmanuel continues. Big update. Huge update, right? So, the reports of the child being found premature, but it seems imminent. He's there.
Yeah, we see he's there.
He's there.
Is he being cooperative?
Jake Harrow was at the location with detectives. At this stage, that only happens one way, right? If there were no charges, they didn't have a lawyer, all right, no, they have to get him out of the jail. You want to speak with him, you want to get information from him. The lawyer's going to be involved. Otherwise, it becomes risky behavior by investigators. Because it's not just the evidence you get, but the evidence that any sort of evidence that flows from these statements, you don't want to lose out on. DK being back with us 2014, these are sick people, the sister knows more. What else did you they have no incentive to come forward and volunteer information because they're not charged with anything, so they would not come forward necessarily. Jason Jensen, my friend, a coyote ran off with the remains. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and that's a possibility.
very possible.
Yeah, and that's a possibility.
Very
Yeah.
possible. And that could in fact be what is happening here. There's a ton of them there. I mean, they're all over the place, right? Now, there's also been reports, right, that they were looking to buy a saw. I don't even want to get into this discussion. But if Emmanuel was deposited in pieces, like, I don't know how you would even think of doing that. It's so...
There's some sick people out here, Vinny.
Smaller pieces scattered. You might not ever find it. That's so sick.
It's sick, but people do it.
But even, 700 is not large. It's not large at all. So, this is very, if Emmanuel wasn't buried, then
Where the hell is he?
what was their clothing? Will you be able to find clothing? You know? Clothing will have
Where the hell is this kid?
DNA on it. But how far would a coyote run off? Run off with the baby. Tech, just jumping in, reports they didn't find him. Yep, correct the window. Correct the window. And it's not even reports at this point. It's from the sheriff. So. JGA, Texas, did Jake dispose of Emmanuel alone or with Rebecca? That's a huge question.
Yeah, question mark, question mark.
That's a big issue. What is she saying right now? Does she even have a lawyer? See, this is what we were talking about on the Tangent podcast. You know, he has a lawyer and had a lawyer. The lawyer was just representing one of them. And that's like giving Jake a head start in the race to cooperate and to get a deal. She's not in a position until she has a lawyer to cooperate. Like, is she going to strike a deal on her own? Probably not. Probably not. And this is another good one from Bonachina. Did Jake admit to it, or is he saying he knows where the baby was put by Rebecca? Right. So, are you going to play games at this point? Are you going to play games? You got to be careful with the games you play. Really good. Especially with his history. Now, I think Al hit the nail on the head on the Tangent Podcast Friday. That the story's going to be some sort of an accident. Something, right, that's not bedrock. And then there was a level of panic. But if you're not going to be, like, there's different levels of being truthful here, right? So, is he going to lie about how and where Emmanuel was left? I think that is playing with absolute fire. Fire. That is playing with fire.
It is.
So I don't think that's happening. But thank you, Bonachina. Michelle L. 2773. Thank you for the updates, Vinny. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much. We've got a bunch of folks watching tonight on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Thank you for joining. Over 7,000 right now. There's Sandra Herbert, 4072. Not like it. Of course he's trying to get a deal. Look what he did to his 10-week goal. I think the wife was abused, not an excuse, bless the baby. Yeah, well, that's going to be interesting, right? I don't see a unified front here. The black eye came from somewhere. Where did the black eye come from? We know it didn't come from Ola, man. Ola, man, that's gone now. Ola, man, is gone. Never, well, you may hear about it at the trial, but Ola, man, is not part of the reality of what happened. Is she his victim? And, you know, will she now come forward? Will it be a battle of the stories? Like, is it possible that they both agree to cooperate and tell different stories? Then what do you do as a prosecutor? Let me put on my prosecutor hat. What do I have to put on tonight? I got the prosecutor hat on tonight, okay. Okay, I got two sides coming here and cooperating at the same time. What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that? Well, I'm going to need some level of cooperation of your stories. If your stories are different, you need to provide some level of corroboration. Can that come through something that was told to a third party? Will that come through physical evidence? Will that come through recovering the body, showing me what was used to dispose of the body? All those specifics. So that's why in this battle, you know, he doesn't know what she's saying, she doesn't know what he's saying. If they're saying different things, it means the prosecutor can figure out who's telling the truth. And what kind of a deal? And any deal that I give to them may be predicated upon certain things that are alleged coming to fruition. like the location of baby Emmanuel. So, to me, the two sides are speaking, and they're telling me different stories. It's about, well, whose story is backed up by something independent of the words spewing out of their mouths. Now, sometimes, just leading to the body can get you a deal. But that's in third-party cases, right? Where an outsider has done something to the parent's child, and the parents are like, we just want our child back. We want to bury our child. And in that case, you're going to get a deal just for leading to the body. But here, if you're the parent and you're leading to the body, that to me is more about corroborating your story than about getting you a deal. Like, yeah, prosecutors want the baby. Yes, they want to recover the remains, but it doesn't carry the same weight as when a prosecutor has grieving parents who want to bury their child. Right here, they didn't want to bury their child. They're responsible for what happened. So that's the difference in this case and others where a child is missing or a body is being searched for. Scrolling through here. If you're just joining us, the breaking news all over social media was Jay Harrow, Mrs. Amatita was there, was at the scene and was leading investigators to the body. Then everyone was like, the body's been found, and I said, was the body found? Was the body found? I think it will be. But it has not yet, because we've got the official word tonight from the San Bernardino County Sheriff that the search happened this afternoon. Okay, so it's a half-day search. You're going to give up a half a day? You're going to give up half a day, or are you going to gear up for Monday morning and have your crew, have the crew from surrounding areas, have volunteer members of law enforcement come down and just incredible grid search. You're going to put drones up in the air. You're going to do everything. So I think that, my guess is that's what happens tomorrow when we begin the search anew in this area. Unless they came to a conclusion quickly that you lied to them. But I don't think so. Like Jason Jensen, great investigator, talked about my show many times, says coyotes. It's real. That the remains could be moved. And how far can a coyote take remains? Probably very far, I guess.
Yeah.
And here's what Chris Creations 123. I heard he's not been seen by family members for a month. That wouldn't shock me. Cal City toddlers, it was 3 months. 3 months for the Cal City toddlers. They were never found. But there was never any cooperation, so I think there's a better chance here than Cal City. And XJ Tack, thank you very much. I bet this happened weeks or months ago. Some of the family did not know they had his mother, kid, no hospital records, no birth certificate, nothing. Wow, that's wild. I don't understand people. I just don't understand people. Let's see. Cynthia, Benny's Keel over on Facebook. Give me 5 minutes with both of these child killers. We know how, it's a real thing, how they're treated behind bars. So there are going to be major concerns, more so for him than her. It doesn't happen to female child killers. I don't know why. But listen, and thank you so much. All right. Okay, scrolling through here. Big night tonight. Justice brutal. I don't, I don't think any of us can understand this. I don't think any of us can understand this.
I don't get it neither.
All right, 713 Manchi saying he is a DJ and a lawyer and he's that good. Okay. Okay, confession. Are we ready? Let's see if I can do this.
Okay, we're done. Yeah.
1 second. Just give me 1 second. 1 second.